Hey, welcome everyone to Self-Equip. So we're talking about clip lights today. Before we get into that, like full disclosure, so I bought all these lights, like it says in the description, $20 or less. No one is paying me to do this. No companies are giving me kickbacks or nothing like that. I'm just doing this to try and give you guys kind of the best idea of which one, if you want to buy one of these. Anyways, so moving on, the lights themselves, starting off from left to right, we've got the CL11. No idea what manufacturer it is. This is just like some cheap one I found on Amazon. This is the Woobin G2. We have the Nightcore Thumb. This is the Rayo D2C, and then the Coast HX4. So just going through some specs on these lights, starting again with the CL11. So it's just made of ABS plastic. Brightness claims, I see anywhere from 500 lumens to 200 lumens. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a branded light, so it's kind of just, there's a whole bunch of them out there. But anyways, like I said, 500 to 200 lumens. Its charge time is apparently 3 hours. Its battery life on high is 2.5 hours. It has a 500 milliamp hour battery. It's got the Type-C charging port on it, with a little rubber grommet there. It charges at 5 volts. It's IPX4 waterproof rated, and its distance quote is 50 meters. So we'll check that out too. Moving on to the Woobin G2, a couple specs on this guy. So it has several brightness settings. The highest output it's saying is 500 lumens again. Then it has a 200 lumen, 65, a 15, and a 1. Run times for all those are 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 1.5 hours, and 6 hours and 70 hours with that 1 lumen. It's got an Osram P9 emitter. This one says the beam distance is 46 meters with 540 candela. It's impact resistance to like 1.5 meters. That's what it says. The battery is a 320 milliamp hour with Type-C rechargeable as well. That's on the top here, which is pretty neat. And then we've got, I couldn't find a water resistance on this one, which was interesting. But I'm sure it's probably similar to this, like IPX4-ish. Moving on to the Nightcore Thumb. So lumen output is 85 on high, 30 on that middle, and then it's like 20, I think, on that low. And then the runtime is, it's shown on the spec sheet as 45 minutes, 2.5, 2 hours 15 minutes on that middle, and then 22 hours on that low. And I actually think that low is 2 lumens. The beam distance, it says, is 26 meters, 170 candela, impact resistant to 1.5 meters, 220 milliamp hours. The charge time is 3 hours, and it's IP65 rated. And then moving on to Rayo, the D2C, 200 lumens, and then 8 lumens. This does have more than, the spec sheet was a little confusing, but it does have more settings in there. And I'll go into that in a minute. Runtime 4 hours or 80 hours. It's got an Osram emitter on it. Beam distance of 50 meters. Couldn't find a candela rating. It's impact resistance of 1.5 meters. Mini USB rechargeable, so not Type-C, but still works quite well. Got that rubber grommet on there. It's water resistant, IPX5 rating on that one. And then moving on to the only non-rechargeable one, which is the Coast HX4. It has 80 lumens. It's got that white light, and then it has a red light. I'll show you real quick. And those are the only 2 settings on it. The runtime they state is 3.5 hours. Has just that general cob emitter on the front. Beam distance of 13 meters. Couldn't find a candela rating. It's impact resistant to 3 meters. It takes 2 AA batteries, and that goes in this bottom port down here. You have to unscrew this, and I can get it. Comes off. It's got this little bungee that keeps it attached, and then there's your 2 batteries. And obviously it has a watertight seal on it. It is IPX4 rated as well. So moving on from that, I'm going to throw up on the screen here a couple of pictures of their actual charge times. So you should see those now. And then from there, so the modes on these guys. So we've got the CL11 is interesting because you can't just there's no double press, you can't triple press, nothing. You have to press and hold, and then it turns on. And then to cycle through, you just press that power button. So there's a high, low, high with this guy, then a low, and then a very annoying flashy thing, and then here. And then again, to turn it off is just press and hold. It does have that battery charge indicator, which is pretty cool. It's the only one that has that. With the Woven G2, the button's right up top here. A double click will get you to turbo. There we go. And then if you press and hold, you can go through your modes here. So press and hold, it'll bring you to the mode that you were last on. And I don't know why it's not cycling. There it goes. So now it's cycling through its modes, and whatever mode you leave it on, it will come back onto that mode, which is cool. So it's got memory, which I really like on my flashlights. Moving on to the thumb here. So it's got 2 buttons, as you can see. This bottom button is just that red light, which isn't super bright, not really useful, that I found in my usings, because this is one that I actually use at work. And then this top one is your emitter. This thing swivels, which is super cool, especially for what I use it for. And then if I just let it go, it'll turn off, but if I go quickly, it'll go through its modes there. It does have a flashy mode at the end. But like I said, I really like this one for its modes and its head swivel. I use that one at work. Moving on to the Rayo. So this guy is kind of cool because you've got your power switch up top here, and then on the bottom is your selector switch. So I turn it on. I've got the front, you can call it the front emitter, I guess, and then if you press the power again, it'll go to this big bar one on the front, or the side, or whatever you want to call it. So it just switches between those two if I do that, and then this will switch between the modes. And like I said before, it has more than just those 2 modes. Same on both of these guys. But what's nice is it's a long press to turn it off, and then turning it back on, it's going to have memory, and it'll go back to that. So that's super cool. Long press off again, and then back to the coast. Like I said, it's just that one click, and it goes to this. It does have this rolling head here, which a lot of guys in law enforcement use this one. I know multiple people at my department have it. It works really well. And moving on from there, why I call this category clip lights is because all of them have a clip on them. And what I was looking for is, like I said, I bought all of these lights specifically to see which one would work best in my application, which is I have this light on the front of my vest. And essentially it's so I can read like tickets or do paperwork or whatever it is. I don't need a big freaking handheld flashlight that's thrown out like 1,000 lumens. I just need something small like this. But all of them have clips. This one has the CL11 has the metal one. The Woven has a removable clip. And also another cool little feature about the Woven is it has this removable keychain application right there too, which is pretty neat. And then another metal clip here from the the thumb, and then Rayo's actually swivels. So they advertise this one as kind of like a hat clip. So if I put it on my hat this way, I actually have a hat right here. If I throw it on like this, if it'll go on the hat. So it goes like that. Then I can swivel it up and down and get a nice whatever angle I want. I can have the bar, or I can use that front light. So that's pretty cool actually, and it's really grippy. Actually hard to get off, which is a good sign. And it came with another longer, just slightly longer clip that you can exchange for this one. And then of course we have the Coast. It's got just a nice standard spring clip on the back of it. It also has these little magnets on the back, so if you're using it outside, it'll stick. It should stick. Yep, to my measuring thing here. Anyways, so that one has the magnets, and also the Woven has magnets. I forgot to show you that on the bottom. So you can use this, if you were working on your car or something, or you had something magnetic you want to stick it to, that also does that. So now I'm going to show you guys how these guys hold up in my small level torture testing, just some water resistance and impact resistance. So we'll go to that. All right, guys, as you can see, all these guys perform super well in the torture testing. They're all still functioning really well. Kind of wrapping things up here, I wanted to give you guys the price on each of them so you guys are aware. So the CL11, this is like $8. Like I said, there's a ton of these out there on Amazon. I'm sure you can probably find them on eBay and other places too. But it's like $8, super cheap. And honestly, for $8, it packs a pretty good punch. And then we've got the Woven, which is about $20. I think I may have seen it for like 18 the other day. The Night Core is like $20. The Cobb is also somewhere around 20 or less. And then the Coast, I think I got this for like $11.50. So honestly, if you're looking for a little clip light, any of these will really do. Like I said, they're kind of almost different categories. These two are probably I would use for duty. This I would use for like a keychain light, awesome keychain light, super lightweight, really bright light for short periods of time. Or you can step it down and have a very dim light for a long time. And then this thing, these two I would say maybe for like a hiking backpack, or even hat lights. These guys would work great. So hopefully this helps you guys make an informed decision. And that's really all I'm looking for, is to help you guys out. If you have any comments or you want to see something on the channel, please let me know in the comments below. Give the channel a like. Please give me a subscribe. That really helps the channel out. And then all of these lights will be listed in the description below. If you buy it from that description, it also helps the channel, and that would be awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.